It's pretty hard to argue the fact that this is one of the best family resorts in India. From first to last step, it is all about the guest experience here, and I'll tell you, it's refreshing to see. So let's get into it. Welcome to Jaipur. If you'd like to know the exact rate that I paid for my stay or my next 5 videos in queue, please check out the description below. And if you're new here, hi there and welcome to the channel. My name is Kevin. I think the internet is in need of a whole lot more honesty when it comes to airline and hotel content, and that's why I'm here. I make airline trip reports and high-end hotel reviews, and I always self-fund my trips. I don't alert any companies that I'm coming to film because I want as normal of an experience as possible. So in this video today, I'm going to give you nothing more than my own personal, honest, and unbiased opinion based on my personal experience. Jaipur, famously known as India's Pink City, is a bustling metropolis of over 4 million. But there are a swath of luxury resorts to the northeast of the city, and that's where we're heading today. Resorts in this area have been built in the past 10 to 15 years with the intention of putting guests much closer to the Amber Fort and other surrounding sites, compared to central Jaipur. That's all good and well, but that's also really my only complaint here. When you're about to arrive, your driver's going to turn on their blinker, and you will surely look out the window and briefly think, wait, the hotel's here? Not because of any unsavory reasons, but it simply feels like a random plot just off the highway. But again, these are kinda superficial impressions, because in reality, once you're behind the gates, the experience is one that is pleasantly surprising. Located on 8 acres of land, the Leela Palace Jaipur just opened in 2021, but there is a bit of a backstory. In 2018, the property was opened as the JW Marriott Jaipur. There were some disputes between Marriott and the hotel owner, which made their way to court. After a settlement in 2020, the two companies cut ties. Enter Leela. Leela sprinkled their textile fairy dust all over the property for a few months, fully Leelafying it, and then reopened in 2021. As we head into the beautifully decorated reception area, let me tell you how Leela describes the property. Quote, "Inspired by the luxury of yesteryear, yet staunchly modern in its execution, 200 lavishly appointed rooms, suites, and villas offer luxuriant indulgence. Uncompromising in its decadence, bespoke and personalized services are delivered with traditional finesse that embodies the spirit of both the locale and the signature Leela service." Now, I'm not disagreeing with all that, but it is worth saying one thing about Leela properties in general. They present themselves in a fairly pretentious way. At least I think they do. If the hotel felt as uptight as the blurb that I read was, I probably wouldn't enjoy it. So my point here is, every Leela that I've been to, no matter what they look like, or in this case sound like, is surprisingly chill once you're there. I don't mean chill like a W in Ibiza. I mean chill like come as you are, whether that be in Ferragamo or flip-flops. When you arrive, you'll be welcomed with a cool towel to combat the insane summer heat and a cool pink mocktail before being introduced to your butler. More on that later. This is my 4th Leela Palace review on the channel. Just off the top of my head, there really aren't that many brands that have made it to that level on the channel yet. And let me tell you why that is, why Leela is so enjoyable. They all feel exactly the same. Leela is a full sensory experience. A lot of this has to do with having and using, pretty extensively, their own line of spa products, Tisha. That, plus flowers literally everywhere, just drape the hotel in a sense of tropical luxury, which plays nicely against the visual impact that the hotel has. Case in point, what I just said about Leela being a sensory experience, I took that line directly from my Leela Udaipur video. It fits here just as well as any other Leela. Side note, I want a lapis table too. If you're unfamiliar with the brand, they're known for a sense of modern opulence, sometimes a bit contrived, but it's a vibe for sure. Their founder, C.P. Christian Nair, worked in the textile trade for years, which is why to this day, you'll notice that the fabrics and textiles at Leela are some of the most beautiful that you'll ever see. This brings me to my first big point. When it comes to the guest experience, I do think Leela is one of the most consistent brands out there. Luxury finishes, high-quality materials, crisp linens, karate chop pillows galore, warm service, exceptionally comfortable rooms. You can bet money that you're going to experience the same every time, and that is the gold standard as far as I'm concerned. The resort is not huge, but within the 8 acres that it does have, it's pretty spread out. Across the courtyard, there's another reception area, as well as access to the hotel's restaurants. Throughout the property, there are references, some less subtle than others, to Rajasthan itself. Literally, Rajasthan means the land of kings, but it's also known as the land of great warriors, accounting for all of the ornaments used in the decor. Just a friendly reminder that the YouTube algorithm is all about engagement. So every time you click that thumbs up button, subscribe, turn on notifications, or share with friends and family, it helps the channel immensely. If you'd like to support me even further, my Patreon is linked in the description below. Thanks very much in advance. And that brings us to checking out exactly where we are. In the far northwest of the country, Jaipur is the capital of Rajasthan. The Leela Jaipur is located around an hour's drive north of the international airport, and around 20 minutes drive from the Amber Fort itself. Here, we can get a much better sense of the layout of the resort. The main reception hall is here, with the standard rooms and suites located in the larger buildings, and the 88 villas all housed in smaller structures, spread across the property. For reference, my villa was tucked away back here. As we head over to the pool, I want to bring up my second point for this hotel. The service left you wanting for nothing. The villas, and also the suites I believe, include the Butler Service that I mentioned earlier. Imagine if your hotel directory, your reminders app, your activity calendar, and your concierge all came to life together in a person. That's your butler at Leela. They will take care of you in literally every regard. My butler checked me in, brought me to my room, made my dinner reservations, organized my laundry, which a few pieces are free every day, love that, reminded me about the happy hour at the Joka Bar, then literally walked me from the bar to the nightly festival. I generally don't like such high-touch service, but I do love systems that work really well, and here it works really well. My butler was available at all times via WhatsApp, and it truly was an efficient, centralized take on service. The impressive thing to me was duly just how natural all of the butlers seemed to be, and also the fact that I felt this very personalized level of service, keeping in mind that my butler had many other guests to take care of. It was impressive. My point goes a bit beyond the butlers though. Within the realm of casual and friendly service, but still poised and totally professional, I'm at a loss trying to think of a resort staff as a whole, which was better. From check-in, to the bar, to the pool, to the restaurants, to the nightly entertainment, and I could go on and list every department. This is truly a cohesive, well-trained, and I reckon well-respected crew. Management is very much customer-facing, and I had brief chats with 3 of them throughout my stay. When I say that this is one of the most customer-focused teams I've ever seen, I'm not exaggerating. That's not even to mention one piece that stood out to me at the festival at night. There were a lot of families with kids. Watching all of the butlers interacting with not just the adults, but also all of the kids was impressive. Top to bottom, the training program here and standards set are next level. The pool area is really sort of a microcosm for design language at this hotel. Silver foil domes, intricate jalis, ornate tikri craftwork, inlaid mirror work, Shekhawati paintings, all surrounded by perfectly manicured gardens. On paper, you would think that the design would be a bit much. But the Rajputna heritage design, it does certainly work. My rate included full board, so I decided to have my lunch on the day of arrival since they allowed me to check in a little bit early. While the all-day dining restaurant Suk Mahal offered buffets for all meals during my stay, they do also have a full a la carte menu which you can order from as well. Let me tell you though, with the buffets that they have on offer here, you probably won't even need to look at the menu. I'll say what really stood out to me here were the thoughtful and individually plated side dishes, as well as a near endless supply of different hot mains to sample. A few days prior to arriving, I changed my room category specifically to get a royal villa with plunge pool. After quite some time in this heat, I really felt like I would appreciate that. When entering through the main front door, you're directly into the outdoor areas of the villa, including the plunge pool, table and chairs, and a large day bed. Just across, we have keycard access to the villa itself. I'll let you explore a bit, and then I'll come back to you with my favorite and least favorite details about the room. Let's start with my least favorite. I'm racking my brain, but I think that there are just two. The first one is the carpet. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's dirty, but it is clear where the higher traffic areas of the room are just by looking at the carpet. Part of this is due to where you enter the room itself. The other detail is kinda two in one. Considering this is a villa, the bedroom and living space felt unnecessarily tight. Another foot of space in each direction would do wonders for the layout and perhaps even make enough room for a true desk, which I thought was an omission. Again, I think the room seems smaller because of where you enter. Okay, so on second thought, maybe the third detail that I didn't like is in fact where you enter. As for the details that I love, first it's the video panel inside the room, which allows you to remotely open the front exterior door, so there's no need to run outside when someone's at the door. Why I thought filming this blue screen was the best way to show that off? No idea. Second up, the welcome goodies that Leela is so consistently good at, as well as the espresso machine. Leela is generally pretty hellbent on trying to contact guests prior to their stays to personally connect with them and see if there's anything they'd like in their room. I requested an espresso machine and it was there waiting for me. Third, I almost said the tissue products again with their intoxicating Kamud and Nilgiri scent, but I'll resist, and I'll say the outdoor daybed. Despite being blazingly hot during the day, once the sun sets, it's surprisingly comfortable, and this was a great place to be in the evenings or early mornings with some of that coffee. Okay, now time to head to the stunning and laid-back Joka Bar. For suite and villa guests, each evening the bar has a free happy hour with canapes from 6 to 7 p.m. There was a small happy hour menu, but I ordered from off-menu and they happily obliged. I suppose it's not much different from a club experience at many other brands, but I enjoyed that it was in the actual hotel bar instead of what is often a club space without much personality. And again, some of the fabrics in here are just gorgeous. And now on to the festival. Festival is my word because I really just don't know what to call it. They have a space designed just for this, and as far as I know, it's put on nightly. There are artisans, fortune tellers, musicians, dancers, and quite a few food and drink stands as well. Everything except alcohol was included. I'll note that I filmed right after I got there, but by the time I left, this place was bustling with families. Time for dinner. For that, we head to Mohan Mahal, which became the culinary highlight of this entire trip to India. If you have a full board package, Mohan Mahal is available for a supplemental charge, and reservations are an absolute necessity. Walking through this door is likely the closest you'll ever come to time traveling. However this looks on camera, I assure you, with every fiber of my being, it looks 100 times better in person. The ambiance is meant to be reminiscent of Sheesh Mahals found in palaces and havelis across India, though the design is distinctly Rajasthani with arches and jharokas. In case you haven't noticed it yet, we are in a windowless room with no lights. To many of you, myself included, that sounds like the last place on earth I want to have dinner. But this one is a little bit different. The interior is covered with 350,000 individual pieces of mirror, which a family of artisans assembled in around 3 years. Each night, candles are lit all over the room, and their light is reflected all around you. There is no artificial light. The restaurant is served in 2 seatings, and you'll have a choice of veg or non-veg thali. All in, there are 22 components to the meal. Buckle up. Or actually, maybe you'll need to unbuckle. All of the starters were plated at the table, which is why the plate is going to look increasingly messy. I tried my best. First up, a charcoal smoked papadum basket with sweet and savory sauce. To follow, first, a stone ground lamb patty with local herbs, ghee, lentils, and cashews. Next up was a minced chicken skewer coated in millet grain, baked in the tandoor, followed by a lamb chop marinated with dry kachriand. I need to pause here and mention something. When it comes to lamb, mutton, and goat, I am very picky. I will generally either enjoy it or hate it, depending on how gamey it is and how it's prepared. For this meal, so far so good. Then the soup course came. Lamb fat broth. I almost died a little inside. The fat is the gamiest part, but I think a miracle happened in this restaurant today. Not only did I enjoy this, but this is one of the best soups or broths that I've ever had. I had 2 bowls of it. On to the mains, in no particular order. Lamb shank with yogurt, saffron, and almond. Overnight rum marinated braised lamb. Julienne of chicken with almond and spices. Local desert wild beans and berries with pickled spices. Onions cooked in fenugreek and raisins. Garam flour dumplings simmered in onion, yogurt, and spices. Green chili tempered with spices and cream. An incredible version of dal bati churma. Wild berry pulao. All served with koba roti, almond and ghee roti, millet roti, and barley tikkan. For dessert, we had halwa and a duo of honeycomb. This was a meal that I will truly never forget. This meal in itself is my third big point. If you're coming to Jaipur, regardless of where you're staying, you should be having dinner here. The next morning, unfortunately with the mountains just behind and a less than clear sky, there wasn't much of a sunrise. But the breakfast spread certainly made up for that. In addition to everything you see here, there were also full omelette and Indian bread stations. Alright, a few final sights and the fitness center as we wrap this up. This one caught me off guard in the best of ways. I still maintain that the location feels a little bit transient, but in every other way possible, this place exceeded my expectations. It was like Leela 2.0, and a really refreshing take on what refined, but ever so slightly more casual service can look like in India. I really do hope that you enjoyed this video today. If you did, please be sure to click that thumbs up button and subscribe with notifications on, so you don't miss out on my twice weekly content. I post full-length videos every Thursday and Saturday. I'll see you next time on board Qatar Airways from New York JFK to Doha in Q Suites. Oh, and thanks for watching until the end.